Hello, family and friends. My name is Terrell. For 20 years, I've worked in the hotel industry. But in March of 2020, during the coronavirus and mass layoffs, I became an essential worker in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've written a book called From Bags to Riches. This is an excerpt from chapter 1 of that book. It's called Letting Go of Your Baggage, Bad Habits and Behaviors that are hindering your progress and hurting your success. This is one of the 7 major habits that sabotage people's success. It's the bad habit of perfection. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is the feeling that you have to do more, that you have to go above and beyond. Perfectionism is also defined as the need to be or to appear to be perfect, or to believe that it's possible to achieve perfection. Perfectionism is often viewed as a good thing. For example, when you're an airline pilot, a heart surgeon, or a bank teller, it's great not to make mistakes. But perfectionism can also be a bad thing that can cause you to doubt yourself, sabotage yourself, and your success as well. At an early age, children are taught to behave well and make good grades. They're rewarded if they do, and they're punished if they don't. And that's a good thing. However, perfectionism is often the result of a traumatic event during childhood, something that actually happened or something that the child perceives has happened. And I'm going to give a couple examples. One example is a couple divorces, and one child feels that it was all their fault. So they start acting perfect, trying to be the good child, because they want the love of both their parents. They walk on eggshells, balancing in the middle. Another example is if you have a child, or rather a family, where one child is the athletic one, another child is the good-looking one. So therefore, this particular child strives to be the good one, the smart one, the one that works the hardest to achieve their parents' validation and approval. There's a difference between perfectionism and being a perfectionist. If you've ever had a perfectionist boss, a spouse, or a teacher, you can never do enough for them. However, if you suffer from perfectionism as an adult, you never feel like you're enough. You never think that you can do enough. And you're always seeking approval from a boss, a spouse, a parent, and validation from someone. For example, some women seek the approval of a positive male figure, validation from a pastor, validation from a boss or a coworker or a mentor, because they never received it from their father. That's why some young girls are attracted to the wrong types of men. Some men and women hide behind an aura of perfection, behind the social media. They seek approval based on the things that people think that they have or the way they look. Here's some ways that perfectionism can affect you negatively. Perfectionism, and excuse me, I'm not perfect, but perfectionism can cause you to procrastinate. Because one, you cannot be criticized if you've never accomplished anything. Perfectionism can also cause you to procrastinate so that you never complete or never execute a project, because you're always trying to do one more thing. You're always trying to put on the final touches. You're always rewriting and trying to make the perfect draft, the perfect presentation. Another way that perfectionism can hurt you is that it causes a deep sense of dissatisfaction. Picture your worst boss, your worst critic, your toughest drill sergeant, the most negative or abusive spouse you can imagine. But picture that voice being in your own head, criticizing you like a shadow, following you all around, telling you if you could just do it the right way, if you could just say the right thing, if you could just do enough, everything would be okay, and that person would be happy. But you never can. Perfectionism, or striving to be perfect, can also lead to serious health issues. It can lead to ulcers. It can lead to high blood pressure, stroke, or even death. Here are some ways to overcome the need to be perfect. First, take a deep breath, realizing that no one's perfect. Perhaps seeking excellence or just doing your best would resolve the situation. Next, look at some of the things that cue you, some of your triggers that cause that response. What are the things that people do or say to you that make you feel the need to go above and beyond, that make you jump up and respond? And then stop for a second and think, what are you going to do about it? Practice mindfulness, thinking about it and letting it go. And realize that just because you have a thought doesn't mean you have to act on it. You can feel the urge to do more, but instead reflect and choose to do nothing. Finally, just sit with the emotion. There's nothing wrong with being angry, sad, or fearful. We're all human. And realize this feeling and this situation too shall pass. My name is Terrell. If you got something out of this tip, if you got something out of this message, please like, subscribe, or share, and have a rich, rewarding day.